In another thread, I mentioned bulletproof bike knees, and there's 5 basic things to work on that can significantly help reduce knee pain and lower back pain. So here are the 5 things that I've been messing with for 3 or 4 months now and been fairly happy with the results. The first one is stretching hamstrings, and I've always had really tight hamstrings, and doing one leg up the wall on the corner of a wall like this has been the only thing that's ever made my hamstrings get longer. When I first started doing this 4 months ago, from the center of my hip to the wall was 20 inches, and now I have it down to 9 inches. Then obviously moved to the other side of the corner to do the other leg. The idea there that there's all kinds of, your IT band and your psoas muscles and stuff that come down out of your core all affect how your kneecap tracks in your knee, and making sure that there's way more than enough range of motion so that those muscles aren't pulling the kneecap slightly off center when you're pedaling. When you're riding a bike, you're doing 5,000 or 6,000 reps per hour of pedaling, and so if there's just a little bit of side load on the kneecap, it adds up and your knees get unhappy. So then the next one is, I forget what this one is called, but really slow all the way down. And so this is, we want to go through the full range of motion there with the load on it. And my left knee has always been the one with problems, and when I first started doing this, I was getting all kinds of crunchy grinding noises in there, and my right knee was totally smooth. But as I've done this more and more, the left knee has started to clean up. You're supposed to do 20 of these, and you want to descend more slowly than you come back up. 20 on each leg. When I first started doing these, I was getting the next day I would be a bit achy and sore just below my kneecap there. And so I backed it off to just 10 a day, and I wasn't doing them super consistently, so it was more like 10 every other day. And then I bumped it up to 15 a day, and I'm up to 20 now and not getting the achiness under the kneecap. So that one's doing well. This next one is a bit of a brutal one. So you normally do this against the wall with your feet in this position, and you lean back until your head touches the wall, and then go back up forward. And then the harder alternative is to keep your head curled forward and go back until your shoulders touch the wall. Now this one, with your toes flat on the floor like this, it's much more difficult than doing this. And so that one's definitely pretty tough on your quads. And I started out doing it this way, and it's amazing how much of it easier it is on your quads when you do it up on your toes like this. But I think this is called a Nordic Squat, but the goal is to get stronger at it and then do it with your toes flat on the floor there. And this one does 2 sets of 20 for this is what is recommended, but my left knee doesn't quite tolerate that yet, so I'm still building up on that one. The other one is to get rubber exercise bands. You can get them from eBay, or they come in a set with different strengths. Yellow's squishy. I started with the green one, and the black one's super tough. I'm on the blue one now, and so the next one here is doing squat with your spine fairly straight and knees pretty far apart. Fair bit of tension on the band, and go 30 seconds, rest, 30 seconds and rest. 3 of those, and then go to a surfer squat, back foot perpendicular to your upper body and your other foot turned 45 degrees out. Fair bit of, spread again, squat down. Do 3 of those for 30 seconds, and then shift your feet so that your left foot and your right foot are alternated. And then with the band, the other exercise is glute bridges. And so you want to keep your toes off the floor, bring your butt up, and keep the band well tensioned, and 30 seconds 3 times on this as well. To make this harder, you can do the one leg out, and that gets brutal really quick. Or you can alternate legs. And the big one is, it's really easy that when you lift your foot off the floor, it's really easy for your hips to dip. And the one that you want to keep track of is trying to not get that dip when you lift the heel off the floor.